The world responds to the signal that you're transmitting. And Napoleon Hill was ahead of his time when he said, every human brain is both a broadcasting and a receiving station for the vibration of thought. You attract what matches your frequency. That's why when you're focused and calm or excited, clients appear, opportunities happen. And when you're burned out and chaotic, scattered, or even depressed, you repel all those opportunities. So if you want to attract next level clients, more income, better opportunities, it starts by tuning your brain like a high performance antenna. You're a transmitter, a magnet, a signal tower. Every single day, you're sending a message to the world about who you are, what you expect, and what you're ready for. Train your brain not only to create positive thoughts and recognize success, but attract that abundance into your life. All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I'm really looking forward to today, and we're coming up on the end of our Think and Grow Rich series. We're going to be talking today about the brain and the broadcast power of the vibration that you have with your brain. So maybe you've heard me say this, things like thoughts become things. Your thoughts are your reality. But what if it's not just motivational fluff? What if it's scientific reality? Let me ask you this. What kind of signal are you sending out to the world right now? Have you thought about that? Because every time you think, you feel, or you imagine, you're broadcasting a frequency. It's just like a radio station. The world responds to the signal that you're transmitting. And Napoleon Hill was ahead of his time when he said, every human brain is both a broadcasting and a receiving station for the vibration of thought. Think about that for a second. Every human brain, your mind, your brain is both a broadcasting and receiving station for the vibration of thought. And so in today's episode, we're diving into how the brain is an energetic tool and how to dial in your frequency for wealth, creativity, and growth. And before we get started, I want to just ask you to do me a favor. And if this is your first time listening, make sure you tune in. Just hit that subscribe button. Make sure that if there's anything I can do for you, you'll find in our show notes the Daily Mastermind on Instagram, Facebook, my personal contact. I want to be able to help you out. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know how you're winning. Let me know what you're struggling with. So I want to talk to you today about the brain, not only because it's one of those principles of the 13 principles in Think and Grow Rich, but because I think a lot of people forget that you are not your mind. Your brain is a tool, but without training that tool to work for you, a lot of times it can work against you. How many of you feel like sometimes, man, my thoughts are just working against me? Those negative things creep in, those little tiny doubts that creep in and destroy your self-confidence and things like that. Now, yesterday we talked about the subconscious mind, but today we're going to talk about the brain because it's that actual tool that you can use. And in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill described the brain as a sending and receiving station for thought. It's capable of picking up frequencies, transmitting ideas, and attracting like-minded energy. Now, this might really sound woo-woo. You probably heard a lot of the law of attraction stuff, but it's deeply rooted in science. And modern neuroscience and quantum physics confirms that your brain actually emits electrical impulses, and those impulses affect both your inner state and your external reality. So if you don't stop and think about that, you don't realize how much it's affecting your life. And your thoughts literally carry vibrations, and those vibrations, they shape your outcomes. They shape your what it is that you're bringing into and manifesting in your life. And so entrepreneurs like, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, they've all built an entire framework around this type of stuff. And you don't just think your way to success. You actually have to tune your brain to it. That's why you've heard a lot about the law of attraction. You don't just think about things and make them happen. You've got to tune into those same frequencies. So what does this mean for you as a business owner or a leader or a visionary? Well, it means that you are either broadcasting clarity, confidence, purpose, direction, discipline, or you're sending out signals of fear, scarcity, overwhelm? How many times have you heard me say, are you operating out of a place of abundance or scarcity? Are you focused on the solutions or the problem? All of these things are not just good thought patterns, they're also frequencies and vibrations. And here's the kicker: you attract, think about this for a minute, because you're always thinking about what you can do differently. But here's the kicker: you attract what matches your frequency. That's why when you're focused and calm or excited, clients appear, opportunities happen. And when you're burned out and chaotic, scattered, or even depressed, you repel all those opportunities. So think about that for a minute. The next time you're having trouble or you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, not only is it something you're struggling and dealing with, but you're continuing to attract that stuff into your life. And that's why this topic is so important for you. Let's bring this into sort of the practical. Your thoughts carry vibrations. Your emotions amplify that signal. Then your beliefs define the pattern that it's seen, and your results reflect the broadcast. So these thoughts and emotions and beliefs and results that you have in your life, they're all stemming from the direction you give your thoughts in your brain. So if you want to attract next level clients, more income, better opportunities, it starts by tuning your brain like a high performance antenna. Remember, I told you there's many, many times that I will consistently go back to my journaling practice where I'm training my mind for success. And so how do you do that? Like, you can write down your successes. You can look and identify the solutions instead of the problem. It's all about focusing on abundance. And the more often and more frequent you do that, the more you're training your brain to have those thoughts, not just at a subconscious level, but at a conscious frequency and vibration. So let's lock this in 3 ways you can use these principles right now. Number 1, create a morning transmission ritual. I say it like that because I want to really emphasize the point that when you start your day with 5 to 10 minutes of intentional thought, visualize your goals in vivid detail, feel your emotions already having them, like you're already experiencing it. Speak your intentions out loud. These things turn your brain into a transmitter of focus and abundance when you start your day. Second, I want you to guard your input or guard your circumstances and your environment very carefully. Your brain doesn't just broadcast, it receives. Be hyper intentional about the content, the people, the environment you allow in. Sometimes you feel like, I'm going to stay positive, but I'm just around all these negative people. I'll try to tune them out. But your brain doesn't tune them out. And so you've got to be really guarded against negativity and those types of influences, because garbage in, garbage out, right? Energy in, energy out. So you've got to be really conscious of that throughout your day, not just in the morning. And then third, activate with movement. What does that mean? Your brain works best when your body is moving. Have you ever done that? Have you ever tried walking and thinking or walking meditations or power affirmations during a workout, or breath work to shift your vibration from thinking to broadcasting? So let me leave you with these kind of final thoughts, and then we will let you get back to your amazing day. The vibrations of thought which a person releases attract, by the law of harmony, whatever they are in sync with. Let me say that again. This is a quote by Napoleon Hill. The vibrations of thought which a person releases attract, by the law of harmony, whatever they are in sync with. You're not just a thinker. You're not just focused on your own personal growth. You're a transmitter, a magnet, a signal tower. Every single day, you're sending a message to the world about who you are, what you expect, and what you're ready for. So the question isn't if you're broadcasting, because that's science. The question is, are you broadcasting what you truly want? And that's a hard thought for people to get their head around, because sometimes it's hard to accept the fact that your life is a direct correlation of not only your thoughts and actions and beliefs, but the signal that you're putting out there and you're attracting into your life. So this week, let's really work on raising your frequency. Align your thoughts, elevate your emotions, and tune into the version of you that you already know that you desire. The best version of yourself, because it's never too late to become that best version and live the life you were meant to live. But this is just one more strategy, one more tactic you can use to do that. Train your brain not only to create positive thoughts and recognize success, but attract that abundance into your life. And I think this is going to help you quite a bit. I think this is a principle that'll be really next level for you. Now, tomorrow I want to talk to you about Sixth Sense. That'll wrap up our series on Think and Grow Rich. But in the meantime, do me a favor and share this show. I really would appreciate if you would share that. It'd mean the world to me, but also I'd like to hear from you. So hit me up on the Daily Mastermind. Let me know what you're struggling with. Let me know what you're winning at. I'd like to be able to recognize and celebrate those wins with you as well. So once again, this has been the Daily Mastermind. Have an amazing day.